This is going to be the first of a series of more informative, hopefully more informative. I don't know whether that jumped or something. Anyway, so what I'm showing here today is what can be done with logs. So this is the first of 3 Hugelkulture beds, and what's inside there under the soil that I just put on there started off with cardboard, then we put logs on the cardboard, then we put garden debris on top of that, then we put leaves on top of that, and then leaves on top of that, and now we've put soil on this one, and the next step will be to put leaves back on top of it again. So here's the other 2. There's going to be 3 of them. This is in process, as you can see. I'm just putting soil on there. That's the second or third set of leaves I put on there, and that one will be next. So what I've decided to do with these is to make them, is to follow the 3 sisters, you know, paradigm, if that be the right word, which does pretty well here, and so it'd be corn, beans and squash. I'm just showing another use of logs here. The thing about these is if you're going to do mushrooms, which they're trying to do in these, they need to be hardwood, you know, and fairly, you know, cut not long ago, so nothing else has made a home there. So one last thing, I'll just swing around here. Here's the chickens. One of them's got up to say hello. Right over there is an old wheelbarrow of mine. So what I'm doing, I'm just walk up here a little bit. Hopefully this is not too long. What we have here, which some of the chickens are on, is a compost pile, which was started with basically with twigs under there. So every time I clean out the coop, I bring what I get out of the coop and put it on here. What I'm doing at the moment, and related to that wheelbarrow over there, is I'm digging out from the bottom at this end here, which is where the aged chicken manure is. The garden scraps go on here too, and I'm putting it in that wheelbarrow over there, and it's going to rain, and it's going to probably fill up the wheelbarrow, and then I'll have a sort of compost tea with a slurry in it, which I'm going to put on the beds here. So one last thing I would say, this just over 2 years ago was a 0.8 of an acre lawn, and right over there, which I'll do something about when I've got something informative to say, is a lot of food. Even though we're in winter, a lot of kale, collards, chard. There's a tree collard in there. There's there were turnips, we've eaten them. And another thing just to mention here, this bed here, which is like the rest of them's covered in leaves, we had a butternut squash plant in there, and we got 16 squash off it, off one plant. So that's the squash that I'm going to put in these 3 Hugelkulture beds. The corn will be 3 different kinds of corn, as will the beans. So hopefully there'll be more videos on that in future, and I'm sorry if this was a bit long. Hopefully not. Thank you for watching and listening.